What is up, everybody? Welcome back to From the Crypt, where we discuss movies and music and video games from time to time, and eventually we'll get to streaming on here, but Derek's got to figure out the connection to the PlayStation. For some reason, it's
just not having
verification and all this shit, even though we've already verified, and it's been 24 hours, and we've got plenty of watch hours on our channel, so there's absolutely nothing wrong on our end. I might have to shoot ye old YouTube an email or something and say, hey, get your shit together, because this is not working.
I've been wanting to stream some freaking Night Rain, something fierce.
Yeah, and you are able to play at a lot different times than I am sometimes, so it would be cool to jump in there on a stream, but we'll get it figured out. It's just being a little pest right now, and we got to figure out what's going on, because it'd be cool to get some streams on here so we can have a little bit of everything. And I haven't checked in a while, but I'm sure you're probably still doing movie reviews and stuff as well. Maybe those might have slowed down, because I think you're starting school here soon, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm starting school tomorrow, but I do have a few already recorded. I actually I was just reading stuff on Wikipedia and spaced out, because I meant to check and see if I've already got something set for tomorrow. And then tomorrow, I got a 2-hour break in between my classes, so I got to edit my Phantasm ranking and then have that ready to go for Wednesday.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
so we do a bunch of stuff. We like to keep it fun, keep it light for the most part. Obviously there are topics that Derek and I are pretty passionate about from time to time, and things get a little bit boily every now and then when we're talking about Resident Evil or Slipknot or very divisive topics, obviously. So
I can't wait to talk Star Wars.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither. That's gonna be fun.
I only have Solo to go through again. But other than that, we've watched
Are you wanting to do a separate thing for the offshoots, like Solo and Rogue One and stuff, like a separate thing entirely?
It's gonna have to be minimum 5 episodes.
Because I was gonna say we'll do the trilogies in their own parts,
and then Solo and Rogue One together. That'd be a shorter one, and then a ranking, because we're gonna be ranking 11 movies, so it's gonna be.
I have a sinking suspicion my ranking is going to look a little different than your ranking.
That might.
Who knows? Maybe this most recent watch through is giving you a little bit of a change of heart.
You know what? I did actually adjust one movie in my ranking because it hit differently, but I will say I think my ranking will be semi-controversial. And all I gotta say is I don't fucking care. Bring it on.
Dude, I already know mine's gonna be controversial, because I've been nothing but open about my view of the Star Wars movies and when I came into the Star Wars franchise, and I think that there could probably be a whole episode on Star Wars fans, and
oh god, yeah.
The reason that is one of the biggest reasons why I kind of took a hiatus from Star Wars, because Star Wars is one of the franchises that I do a yearly watch through of most years. But I took it off my list for a while, and a lot of it had to do with the fans and just how absolutely dog shit fucking toxic they are, and I'm just you can't have a conversation with any of them at all.
I will go ahead and say this, it doesn't matter, it could be a band, franchise, whatever, there's always devoted fans, but the devoted Star Wars fans are legitimately the most toxic fucking fan base.
Yeah, they're zealous.
Ever.
They're like Swifties almost. It's like a fucking cult. They build their whole entire life off of it, and
don't insult Swifties like that.
Damn.
I said what I said.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's no. I mean, hey, it's pretty rough. And
I mean, me and you, we're fans. Freak, he's a big fan. I mean, he's got Star Wars tattoos all over him.
I'll have a Star Wars tattoo eventually. I just haven't gotten one yet, but I will have one. Yeah. See, I will definitely have a Star Wars tattoo. I've got a couple in mind actually, but But it's different though. Like you and I, we can disagree on stuff, and yeah, we'll banter with each other for the most part, and we'll tell each other that you're fucking dumb and that's wrong.
Oh yeah.
But obviously, we still
Yeah.
we still have a decent conversation nonetheless most of the time, and that's kind of where I have it. That's why you're my friend, and most other Star Wars friends or fans are not. Like it's very difficult to befriend somebody that is a Star Wars guy. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And you know what? Teach their own. If that's what you're into, whatever. But just learn to like loosen the reins a little bit. Sometimes it's okay to have some slack there, and just accept that there's just people with different opinions, man. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
Which can be said about any fandom, I guess. But Star Wars is pretty rough.
Big fucking whoop if the movies didn't go the way you wanted it to. Whoop-de fucking do.
Trust me, there's a couple movies that I guarantee we will be talking about that didn't go the way we wanted them to, but is what it is, man. I still got the Lord of the Rings, so yeah. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, well, and to that sense, still got the original trilogy. Like, people, like, they suck. I mean, we're just beating around the bush about it. They suck because they're just whiny, butthurt little bitches.
That's
9 times out of 10.
Too, is that like just because a movie didn't go the way they wanted it to doesn't mean the old ones are erased, and that's a good point, is like,
yeah, like
you just said, we still have the original trilogy, and if you're a fan of the prequels, we still got those. Like there's always, those still exist, like they didn't just wipe off the face of the earth because these movies turned out bad, but
I just don't think I've ever watched a movie like in like a franchise that I'm passionate about. We'll use Nightmare on Elm Street, for example. I don't think I've ever watched a Nightmare on Elm Street movie and then was like, man, that chick, I did not like her in this movie. I'm going to start making death threats.
Yeah.
Like,
same.
Get the fuck out of here with that. You are
Grow
a
up.
piece of shit.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's move on from this topic. This is just a little this is a little sampler of what's to come when we start talking about Star Wars. So just be completely ready for that.
If any of that little banter there excited you at all,
comment down below. Let us know. We'll bump it up in the schedule.
Yeah, we'll do that next maybe.
If you hate Star Wars fans too, and you're a Star Wars fan, please, you're not alone.
Trust me, you will be heard. This is a safe space.
Everybody else can piss off.
Yeah, fuck off. Safe-ish, I should have said. Anyway, I would normally ask you what you've been up to, but I think I know. We've been playing some Night Rain, buddy.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's literally only been one thing I've been doing.
Yeah, been playing some Night Rain a little bit. That's been fun.
It's got me by the balls, dude. I am fucking hooked now.
Dude, I've been getting the itch to play, but like I just haven't had any fucking time. And then of course, like tomorrow and Tuesday I will be playing, but I know you said you're going to be in class and shit, so it's probably just going to be me and Toby. Hopefully we could get at least one competent group so I can get my thing for Guardian's Remembrance.
Yeah, hopefully you don't get Anal Bead Adam again.
Dude, Anal Bead Adam was wild. This guy was just pinging this stupidest shit. We were double pinging stuff like, hey, go here, go here, go here. And he was like, no, I want to do the Cathel. I just want to do the Cathel instead. Bitch.
Yeah.
We're clearly trying to do these objectives here. Can you just, like, help a brother out, please?
Yeah, and like I guess we'll just do a quick PSA for the Night Rain players. Stick to fucking together.
Yeah.
It is not rocket science.
If you have 2 people of your 3 pinging something, go to it. If you have 1 person of the 3 pinging something, don't go to it. Or everybody just go to the same spot, for fuck's sake.
Well, because, I mean, the thing that's still ridiculous is like, yeah, let's go do the castle. Oh, okay, what? We're going to get pots thrown at us the entire time. It's going to be just bullshit, because out of every single run...
level 4.
out of every single fucking run I've ever done, there was only one time the castle went smooth, and we were higher leveled. It was me and some randoms, and then each person popped off to take the aggro of a golem. So we would like, or not a golem, a troll throwing the fucking pots. So then I would go with one of them. We would kill that one, and then we'd go over to and it was just a smooth experience. But these people don't get it through their heads, especially when we're trying to do a remembrance quest that's literally going to drop more runes and be way less headache to deal with. So then you can level up more and then go do the castle.
And it would have been quick.
Idiots.
Even dropping in and getting to like level 2 or 3 really fast and then grabbing him real quick, we would have been fine if we had all 3 of us.
Yeah, if old butt plug bitch would have just came with us, then we would have got him first try. Wouldn't have had to go back on day 2.
Yeah,
because time is so important in the game, and that's what people need to understand. If you cannot manage time, you cannot play this game. Plain and fucking simple.
This is not. It's not an open world like RPG like Elden Ring. Okay, you have, yes, the body of Elden Ring, sure, like it's got the artistic feel and theme, like thematically it is Elden Ring, yes, but it's not the same game. Like, not even close to the same game.
You are like literally, I think it's like 14 minutes per, like night 1, night 2 or something like that. Yeah. Like you've got to be moving. And if people do not understand that, like, the thing I would say is watch some guides. God knows that's what I've done. I mean, like, I'm not the best Elden Ring player. I'm not going to pretend I am, but I am informed and I know what's going on because I've watched all the freaking best, like, way to do this. What should you do? That, all the tutorial stuff on YouTube. There's so much of it, so you can get a better idea and then go into the game and be so much more effective. But these people, hey, castle. Like, that's literally fucking it, and it's like, you're gonna get your shit pushed in. Go ahead, go by yourself.
Yeah,
I'm not helping you,
and it's all.
I'm not reviving you.
Generally speaking, it is pretty risk and reward. Like, obviously, the harder the shit that you take on, the better the rewards are likely gonna be. Yes, but like, it doesn't matter if you spend, or it doesn't matter what the rewards are at the end of the castle, if it's gonna take your entire first night to do it.
Yeah,
because you're not gonna have anything else. You're not gonna have any churches done. You're not gonna have any like gear most likely going into it until the very end of that castle, and then you're gonna go immediately into a boss fight with whatever levels you managed to scrap off by doing the castle and shit. If you even do it, because you could just end up dying a bunch of times, and then you just wasted all that time, and you have to go find a grace to get all your levels back if you even leveled it all to begin with. So, I mean, it's one thing if you're going to do it at level, 7 or 8 or something like that, and your whole group is around that level. But first night, you should not be looking at castles. Period.
No, 100%.
Go to the camps,
you should be.
Go to your churches. Go to your fucking vendors and shit. Go to a mine.
Hit the big churches. Like, the big churches, those bosses are fucking easy because 9 times out of 10, it's like fucking
fire monk or something,
ghost
usually.
A fire monk, ghost knight, fucking golem, something like that. Focus on those little shits, get your levels up, get your Everjail keys, freaking go do that, get the runes from that, because trust me, that'll be fucking huge, and then go tackle that if you want to. But people are just horribly incompetent, and like okay, let me go ahead and preface this. I have had a few good runs with randoms. Like, we will get the occasional good person. Like, we had that one person in with us for Sentient Pest, Pazoots. Yeah, Pazoot. Yeah, Pazoots, you were awesome. If by some miracle of God you see this, you were a great player. I would play with you again.
Yeah.
And then me and Toby, I can't remember which run this morning. One of the guys actually friended both of us after the run. It was that good of a fucking run. I can't remember. I think it was, we did the dog just for shits and gigs. And then we did Equilibrious Beast. And I think the dude from the dogs friended us. Because, and he was a competent fucking player.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just those bad experiences that you're just really like, well, like you said in our group chat, I am never playing with fucking randoms again.
Dude, it's miserable. Like, one of them to fill in our third, like what we were doing is fine, I guess. But even still, It's
that's a
hit or miss.
crapshoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You either get a bazoots or you get a fucking anal bead at him. That's what you get.
That's the scale it will forever be judged on.
Yep. Bazoots even dropped Derek a fucking legendary for him at the end.
Yeah, it was a fucking lion great bow, which like great bows take forever.
Yeah,
but
it also would have been a lot cooler to have that like through the match. But
hey, you know what?
It is what it is.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's the gesture that counts.
Yeah.
And I didn't forget that, Bazoots. Never will.
No.
Never forget.
Yeah, we were stacked that game, and unfortunately, we got our assholes handed to us by the last, just like millimeter of health.
G. We got him down to fucking G. His name is Nosher, with the G is silent. Got him down to G.
Yeah, it was demoralizing. We both logged off and went to bed.
Yeah, that was too, like, I earlier before you hopped on, yeah, the Equilibrious Beast Libra, got him down to B in Libra, and I was like, oh man. And then the Nosher incident happened. I was like, okay, I can't take any more of these. Yeah. Like, if we get our dick ripped off and the boss has half health, whatever, that coming that close twice in a night, I was like, no, can't.
I'm talking, dude, if we would have stayed up like 30 more seconds, we would have had it.
Oh, dude, you're being kind with. You're being kind with. Okay, one of us.
Yeah.
If one of us, yes. If the three of us were up, I was gonna say 5 seconds tops.
Flat.
Yeah. I could have sharded like the nastiest shart onto this fucking bug, and it would have killed him.
It would have had fire damage. Fire damage sharts. Yeah, from Taco Bell.
Fire damage, rot, poison.
Oh, God.
Probably sleep too. I don't know.
No.
Mixed affinities.
Not the
mixed
sleep.
affinities.
Not the sleep, dude.
It's gonna sleep in that rot.
Anyway.
Yeah. Let's move on.
All right. What are we talking about today, Derek?
Today we are talking about our top 10 favorite albums from the year 2015. And spoiler alert right out of the gate, this was a fucking banger of a year for music. Oh my God. Literally, sometimes it'll be like, my top or my bottom 5 aren't like, could go either way. No. My 8 through 1 is fucking 1000% solid, whereas my 9 and 10, they're fucking bangers too. It's just a great year.
With the amount of times I've listened to my top 4, it was tough for me to place them. Like, that's how good this year was. Like, my 5 through 10 are pretty solid where they're at. They're all bangers, don't get me wrong. Like, all of them have a deserving place in this list. And I would put a lot of these up against previous, lists and stuff. But my top 4 I've listened to so many fucking times that it was tough for me to put a place for each of these. But yeah, rules apply as usual. No demos, no EPs, no live albums, no re-releases, remasters, no greatest hits. Solely full-length studio albums that were released in the year 2015.
They had to be brand spanking new.
Yep, this year. So... And this was 10 years ago, Derek. Oh, my God, dude. Jesus
I know.
Christ. 2015 was 10 years ago? Ugh.
I'm old.
I felt a hair on the back of my neck get gray just thinking about that.
I think I have a silver streak underneath this hat right now.
I'm looking like Mr. Fantastic over here.
If only.
Yeah, no shit. But anyway, yeah, I agree. It was a pretty damn good year. So I think you kickstarted it last week, or the last time we did one of these, so I'll go ahead and kickstart this one.
Okay.
I believe, but it doesn't matter one way or another. But my number 10 of 2015 was released February 20th, 2015, early in the year, and it is One Man Army by Insafirum. This album took me a while to grow on. Like I listened to this initially and was like, it's all right. It's Ensiferum. It's pretty good. But over the years, I had listened to it a couple more times, and I kind of liked it a little bit more, you know. And then about 2 years ago, I got into it was when I was delivering. So no, about a year ago, a year and some change ago. Um, I got in a mood because it was the middle of the fall. I'm driving through the woods and shit most of the time for my deliveries, in beautiful New England, you know, fall foliage. It's like the vibiest vibe you could possibly vibe, you know. And I just wanted to listen to Ensiferum's discography because they're very, you know, Viking folk metal. You know, it's just really cozy shit to listen to as far as metal goes in the middle of New England in the middle of fall. And this was obviously on the list. So I was looking forward to this one and Unsung Heroes and Two Paths, which I had kind of like brushed under the rug for a while. And this one stuck out way more than it ever had. And I don't know if it was because of the setting and the time, you know, and the place. But something about this album hit me way differently this go around. Especially stuff like... fucking My Ancestors' Blood and Acts of Judgment, Heathen Horde, like all of these songs just hit way more different than they did the first time and the second and the third time I listened to this, you know. So yeah, number 10, One Man Army by Ensiferum.
All right. Okay, my number 10. This album was released September 4th of 2015. And before I say what it is, I just want to say this album is 92 minutes and 11 seconds long. You want to talk about getting your money's worth out of The Book of Souls by Iron Maiden. It is also their 16th studio album, so let that sink in. That is absolutely insane. Now, I've been a Maiden fan for, well, you can probably see my flag in the background. I love Maiden. Finally was able to see Maiden in October. But yeah, I got into Maiden probably 8th grade. And then obviously Guitar Hero 3 and Rock Band just took it to a whole new level. But some songs I would definitely recommend off of this album. If Eternity Should Fail, that's the opener. It's great. I've always been a fan of The Red and the Black. Shadows of the Valley, Tears of a Clown, and then if you've got 18 minutes to spare, Empire of the Clouds. Just so good. Just Maiden. I shouldn't have to explain to anybody what Iron Maiden does because it's fucking Maiden. Come on. All right.
That's fair.
But yeah, number 10, Iron Maiden, The Book of Souls.
I've always listened to Iron Maiden, you know, but I've never like really gotten into Iron Maiden until recently, probably this past year actually, because I did that listen through of the discography and I gained a new appreciation for them that I've always had kind of just floating around, you know.
Oh yeah,
because my dad's into Maiden obviously and like Metallica and that generation of metal, you know. And but yeah, I never sat down and just listened to their discography, so I went ahead and did that this year, and I was very, very satisfied with that. So,
oh dude, yeah, Maiden's just so good. Like you can't really go wrong unless if you listen to, God, what was it, the virtual, the albums without Bruce Dickinson, the two in the middle. You can get away like the first Iron Maiden album's awesome, and then Killers is awesome. Bruce Dickinson on. Until they did those two other albums that are just kind of, we don't speak of those. Don't talk about those.
Yeah, you can definitely like hear his absence for sure. Like,
oh yeah,
it's not great. But anyway, moving on. Number 9 was released October 23rd, 2015. It is Soul Sphere by Born of Osiris. Soul Sphere was the album after Tomorrow We Die Alive, which, if you don't remember, was in my list in 2013.
Yeah.
And as you all may know, Tomorrow We Die Alive was like very, very important album in my life. So naturally, this album had some stepping up to do. Like I was expecting Heat, right? And most of the album is heat. I will say that. It is a very good album. However, it did kind of miss the bill when it came to like pushing that bar further than Tomorrow We Die Alive. I think it's sitting just under it, just under the Discovery too, probably. Which again, if you've seen my previous list for whatever 2009 or maybe it was 2010, I can't remember, had the Discovery by these guys. But Throw Me in the Jungle, The Other Half of Me, Illuminate, Tidebinder, Goddess of the Dawn, they're all extremely fun, very Born of Osiris songs, I think the composer had a lot of like Discovery, influence in it, but the rest of the album you can hear kind of a merging of the Discovery and Tomorrow We Die Alive together, I feel. But definitely a peg underneath the two if I had to put it in a tier list anyway. Otherwise, great album. Soul Sphere it's a banger. It definitely gets thrown into my listen through of the discography, unlike a couple albums which I'm sure we'll talk about once we get to them, but in the years that they came out. But yeah, Soul Sphere by Born of Osiris.
Okay. All right. Number 9. This album was released July 31st of 2015. And to my knowledge at this point in time, I think this is actually the only quote unquote supergroup album that like I've really truly like really loved. Like not even Velvet Revolver did it for me back in the 2000s. But I am talking about Saint Asonia by Saint Asonia. And supergroup, obviously, it's Adam Gontier from formerly, at the time formerly, but now he's back in 3 Days Grace. Thanks for making that awesome. And then Mike Mashak from Stained, and then Corey Lowry from Seether. Yeah, dude, this album, I'm not going to lie, the singles on this album, Better Place and Let Me Live My Life, kind of weak, in my opinion. They, like, Better Place came out first, and it was like, okay, all right, it's good that Adam's back making music, because the stuff 3 Days Grace is putting out is fucking horrible now. But it still wasn't really quite hitting it. And then the album came out, and then I listened to it, and holy shit, dude. Fairy Tale, King of Nothing, Dying Slowly, Trying to Catch Up to the World, Happy Tragedy, Leaving Minnesota. This album just banger after banger after banger, minus the singles, of course. One thing that I like is you can tell, like, especially having listened to Stained quite a bit, especially back in the day, before Aaron Lewis kind of became a royal tool bag, you can tell that's Mike Mashak on guitar. Just the way, like, the sounds that, like, he's making and stuff, and it's like, oh, just him and Adam's voice fits so perfectly. And I will go ahead and, I guess, spoil something. I haven't really cared for anything Saint Asonia has put out after this album, but this album's like damn near a masterpiece in my opinion. So freaking good. But number 9, Saint Asonia by Saint Asonia.
Hell yeah. All right. Number 8 was released August 21st, 2015. It is Immortalized by Disturbed. Yeah. So, as we've definitely, I'm sure, touched on, songs that are overplayed.
Yep.
There is a song on this album that I think probably takes the cake for being one of the most overplayed songs that we've probably talked about in any of our lists combined. Mm-hmm. As I'm sure you all know, if you've heard the album, you know I'm talking about The Sound of Silence.
The vengeful one. Oh, whoops, sorry.
I mean, which also got played a lot, but not nearly as much as The Sound of Silence. This song,
no, it's not even fucking close.
was ridiculously overplayed, like an insane amount. And I'm gonna be honest, I think it's a great cover. I have always liked the cover of it. I think David Draymond's got a beautiful voice, and that still stands. But holy shit, dude! Like, I think I am just now getting to the point where I could probably listen to this song again. But after the first couple years of me hearing this song everywhere and seeing David Draymond get asked about this song in every fucking interview that he did from that point on was insane. Like, just ridiculous, dude. Anyway, aside from
Positives.
that little endeavor, I did enjoy the Vengeful one. I enjoyed Who quite a bit.
Who?
It's so good, dude. It's catchy.
Oh yeah.
What Are You Waiting For? I thought was great. Yeah, dude. I played this song a lot, or this album a lot when it came out, and I don't think it ever really hit quite as hard as obviously some of Disturbed's earlier albums, and I don't think Disturbed has since or ever will again. But this was definitely, I think, the last album that I like thoroughly enjoyed by these guys that I will still go back to and listen today. So maybe I'm tripping. I know I haven't listened to their most recent album, and I don't think I listened to
Don't listen to the one immediately after this.
Evolution. Yeah, I definitely didn't
Don't.
listen to that.
Don't say it, don't think it, don't speak it.
I've heard some things. I think I did hear a single off of it on the radio once, and I was thoroughly unimpressed. But
yeah. We will talk about that in 2018. Don't you worry.
Yeah. Yikes. Anyway, yeah. Number 8, Immortalized by Disturbed. I'm sure it'll probably pop up on your list, at least in an honorable mentions, if not in your list. So
We don't know.
at the very least,
Nobody knows.
well, I don't think.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna be your number 1, but I feel like it's probably in your list because there's a couple other albums that I'm looking at right now that I definitely could see being your number 1, but.
Okay, I want you right now to type somewhere on your screen what you think my number 1 album is, and I promise you, it's not that.
So it's probably not like, is your number 1 probably in my list?
I don't know, probably not.
Or is it one that's like kind of left field, like when I had Lost Eden as my number 1?
It's not gonna be as left field as you think, but it's not
Okay.
the obvious choice.
Okay, so it's not that.
Yeah, it's not
It's
not a certain band that we're still waiting on the material for. Okay. Anyways,
it is an artist that I know, like that I listen to.
It's an artist you know. Yeah, I know you have. I don't know if you actively listen to them as I do.
Oh, okay, interesting. I think I have an idea.
Okay, type it on your screen and leave it there.
I think it's in my list. I'm gonna put a star next to it.
Okay.
I'm gonna put a couple stars. We'll see.
Okay. So yeah, as I said earlier, my 8 through 1, this was one of the harder lists to do because this year was just seriously filled with so much good music. So
oh yeah, for sure.
Don't let this take away from any of these albums. They're all so fucking good.
Oh no.
But my number 8 was released July 24th of 2015, and I am talking about 7 Sturm und Drang by Lamb of God.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
right. Like this was the last album to have Chris Adler on drums.
Yeah.
And
in their stuff after this shows that Chris Adler's not in it.
Yeah, you can tell. Like he's just I'm still pissed about that, and I'll be pissed about that forever.
Granted, Chris Adler is like probably one of my favorite drummers of all time, so I might be a little biased, but it shows.
Easily. Nothing against like his work on this album, but I thought the work he did on Megadeth's Dystopia just like put this shit to shame. Like, it's so good. But anyways, we're not talking about that. It's not 2016. It's 2015 right now.
Facts.
Still Echoes was the first single released off of this album, and it got me pumped. 512 is actually my favorite song off of the album, which, if memory serves correct, wasn't that written about Randy being like in the Czech Republic, like, or whatever, in jail, like during that time period?
Um,
If somebody knows in the comments, go ahead and educate me, because I think that's what it is. Could be wrong. Overlord, absolutely amazing. Torches. And then one song that it has a really good dynamic in it is Embers, featuring Chino Moreno of the Deftones, and just Randy's harsh vocals versus Chino's singing. Oh, it just makes like fucking angel. Like it, oh, so good.
oh
This
yeah,
album,
6 bars laid across the sky, 4 empty walls to fill the time. My hands are painted red, my future's painted black. I can't recognize
yeah.
myself. Yeah, that's definitely about that.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
hearing that song live is
Oh,
insane.
goosebumps.
Insane.
Goosebumps.
I got the pleasure of seeing it twice in the same exact September, which was great. But
I got to see it once in that September, and then once with Slayer in 2018. So
oh hell yeah, that's fun.
But yeah, this album's amazing. Check it out. So number 7, Sturm und Drang by Lamb of God.
Yeah, it's a banger. It's a banger. Okay, number 7, released December 4th, 2015. Every Trick in the Book by Ice Nine Kills.
Hold on. My number 7 is also Every Trick in the Book by Ice Nine Kills.
Oh hell yeah, we got our lined up album this year. That's what I'm talking about. So, as I'm sure any Ice Nine Kills fan is aware, this album was their, I think, stepping off point going into the, fully experiencing the horror shit, that they are known for today. The previous album, I think, had elements of it, but this one is the one that they fully grabbed the horror thing by the balls and ran with it. Of course, they had Hell in the Hallways about Carrie, and they had Community of the Cursed from like The Exorcist, and
Me, Myself, and Hyde.
Yeah, Jekyll and Hyde. They had a Dracula song too, Bloodbath and Beyond.
Yeah,
but yeah, there's a ton of stuff that was written about literature, in the horror genre or horror-esque genre, and yeah, it's a fucking incredible album. It definitely paves the way for what they became after this, and a lot of the elements are there still. It's got a lot of the melodic stuff is there very heavily, and this album, I think, was just, and maybe it's just because it comes off so fast at the beginning, but this album is so fast. Like, there's so many songs and parts of songs that's just like, these guys are just moving, and but it also knows when to slow down. It knows when to slow down and have the more ballad-esque songs and shit too. But which, by the way, congrats to Ice Nine Kills. By the way, they just hit gold, their first gold single with
Work of Art.
No, it was the one about the crow.
Grave Mistake.
Grave Mistakes, yeah. They just hit gold for that song like a couple days ago. So congrats, guys.
Hell yeah.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Anyway, this is 2015. We're talking about that. But yeah, it's just an incredible album. Me, Myself, and Hyde is a great song. Community of the Curse is fun. Nature of the Beast is always a good one to hear. So, like, definitely check this album out. And I'll go ahead and let you take the floor on this one, because it's also
so if you look at when singles were released, they released Me, Myself, and Hyde in February of 2015, and the album didn't come out until December. So I remember, like, oh, it's about a book. Okay, all right, that's awesome. And then you come to find that the whole book, or the whole album, is about literature, most of it being horror literature.
Yeah.
It definitely sets the stage for Silver Scream, because I remember when they announced that, and then they're like, "Oh, all of our songs are gonna be about horror movies." I was like, "Okay, I could have seen this one coming a mile away. It
Oh
makes
yeah.
100% sense, and it works." But yeah, I mean, you basically touched on all of it. The one thing I gotta say is that I kind of space out and forget about is that The People in the Attic was from The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank.
Mm, yeah.
Real life horror right there.
Yeah, for
So,
real. They had
yeah.
there was also another one that also wasn't quite horror. Didn't they have one about like Romeo and Juliet or something on there?
Yeah, Star-Crossed Enemies.
Star-crossed enemies. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the one. So yeah, it's not entirely horror, I guess, but yeah,
Mostly.
mostly horror for sure, and
But yeah.
obviously some more extremely touchy subjects as well, involving the Holocaust and whatnot. But incredible album though. Definitely give it a
Yeah.
listen if you have not already. If you were like me and jumped in at the Silver Scream,
Just
definitely go
take
back.
a trip back.
Yeah,
Take a trip
stuff.
back. You're not going to be disappointed.
Honestly, listen to the one before that too. It's probably not quite the same speed and like sound and whatnot, but still a good album for sure.
But yeah, collective number 7,
Hell yeah!
Ice Nine Kills, every trick in the book.
All right, we got our collective number. Let's see if we can line any of these other ones up. Well, we already know your number one's not going to line up, but
Yeah.
maybe our number twos. But we'll see. I don't know how you feel about this album in particular, but I know you like the band, so we'll go. We'll get there when we
see.
But anyway,
We'll see.
number 6, released September 11th, 2015, and it is "That's the Spirit" by Bring Me the Horizon. This is the first album by these guys that I like clung to by them. It's definitely not the first one I heard by them, but it's the first album that I clung to and listened to a shitload. And I know a lot of people probably are looking at me like I'm insane, but at the time that I started listening to this album and listened to these guys or whatever, this is not the stuff that I really gravitated towards. It was different than what I was listening to at the time, so it got me with its hooks and obviously songs like Throne and True Friends and Drown. You know, they had that element of, you know, emo shit that I probably needed at the time, because it was a rough period for me. I was moving halfway across the country at the time. It's when I moved from Virginia to Iowa. As a matter of fact, it was this month. Yeah, September 2015. So I'm pretty sure it's September 2015. And so it was brand new. I was at a really low of my life, you know. I was sad that I had to move away, but also kind of excited to get a new start, you know, and figure some shit out of my life. You know, I was losing a lot of my friends and stuff at the time. I was having a lot of falling out with my friends at the time that I did have. And this was like one of the first albums that kind of, you know, stuck with me and was able to carry me through to the next chapter of my life. So definitely is an important one for sure. I need to go back and listen to it. It's been a little while, but will always hold a good spot in my heart forever. So yeah, number 6.
Pirit, Spirit.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the Spirit by Bring Me the Horizon.
Okay. Number 6. This album was released October 2nd of 2015. Took a few listens to really get into this one, but I wasn't going to let myself hate it. But once I got there, then it was smooth sailing. I'm talking about Silence in the Snow by Trivium.
Damn, number 6. Holy shit.
Dude, this album, it's good, but I mean, come on, it is weaker in Trivium's discography. You cannot say it's not.
Yeah, it's on the lower end maybe, or lower half, but I would still listen to this before The Crusade. I'd still listen to this before Ember to Inferno.
Yep.
I'll be honest, I'd probably listen to this before What the Dead Men Say, too.
Blasphemy.
I'm telling you, dude, something about what the Dead Men Say did not resonate with me the same way it resonated with you. I don't know what it is,
Blasphemy.
but there are songs on it that I love. There are plenty of songs on it that I love, and it's not a bad album by any means. But I'm pretty sure I like Silence in the Snow more.
Oh man, yeah, no. I agree 100% with Crusade and Ember to Inferno, but that's about the only ones I would put.
There are some days that maybe even Sin in the Sentence.
That is straight horse shit. That is straight horse shit.
There's some days that they're teetering like this. They're just riding
This man done lost his goddamn mind.
No, dude, I'm telling you, there are days that I'm teetering. Just
He's lost his goddamn mind. But anyways, I'll be quick. Yeah, title track, Silence in the Snow. Love it. It's awesome. It took a while to get used to the, not screaming, because Matt's voice was obviously, like, still kind of messed up and in recovery and whatnot. Blind Leading the Blind. And then, honestly, my favorite song off of the album is Rise Above the Tides. So, yeah, we will be talking about this album again in a little bit because it's Trivium. You guys should all know that by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, number 6, Trivium, Silence in the Snow.
All right. Speaking about horror, actually, because we were talking about horror with Einstein Kills, we're going to talk about some horror again. Because my number 5 was released February 23rd, 2015. It is This Is No Fairy Tale by Kerak Angren. This is a more fucked up version of Hansel and Gretel, the old the old fairy tale of Hansel and Gretel. As if that story wasn't already fucked up as it is. This is a more fucked up version, and I'm talking like if they were to put this into a movie, like if they were to turn this album into a movie, because it is a concept album. It's a from the beginning all the way to the end, it's telling one full story, which is what Kerak Angren generally does with their albums. This one is rough. like if you have a sensitive stomach, don't listen to this album. I'm saying, like, there are parts in this album that if you're like truly listening to the lyrics and like reading along with it and shit and understanding what is going on with the story, you might get a little queasy. It's fucked, and it would probably have to be unrated, because if they slapped a rating on this, they'd have to cut everything. They would have to cut the whole thing. It would be like making a PG-13 Friday the 13th or something, or honestly even a rated R Friday the 13th. But it would probably have to be unrated. It'd have to be sitting up there with Art the Clown more than likely, because there's no way you'd be able to rate this movie and still get the idea of what they were going for, But if you ever, I'm not going to read it because it's a little bit long, but there's a whole plot on Wikipedia, and if you get a chance to go read the plot on Wikipedia of This Is No Fairy Tale by Kerak Angren, you'll kind of get the gist of it, if you don't have the stomach to actually listen to the album. But it is symphonic, black metal, very, very theatrical, so it's not like super harsh black metal that's hard to get into. This is probably some of the easier stuff to get into, as most Kerak Angren albums are. But thematically, yeah, it's it's yikes. But yeah, number 5, This Is No Fairy Tale by Kerak Angren.
Okay. Number 5. This album was released September 25th of 2015. This was my jumping on point for this band. I think it may have actually came like 2016, 2017, something like that. But
September
I am talking
25th,
about...
you said?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
What? Was that the...
Does the album start with the letter I?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, probably my number 4 then.
I'm talking about Ire by Parkway Drive.
It's my number 4.
Damn, we were this close.
So
this close.
But we'll go ahead and just talk about it anyway, because that's my next one. But
yeah, God, Destroyer. Destroyer.
Dude.
Destroyer. Fucking love it. Crushed.
I was gonna say you better mention Crush somewhere, because that song fucks hard.
Dude, and you know, that Crushed is just like a perfect song. You're just cruising in your car. You obviously are trying to blow the speakers out at it.
Crush,
and you're just
stuff God. Oh, dude, it's so good.
Oh my God, so good.
Good.
Yeah. Dying to Believe, Vice Grip, big was the radio single off of this album, and that's what I heard first, and then Destroyer like just literally blew a fucking hole.
Yeah, it's nuts.
A fucking bottom feeder, like God, this album is just it's fucking insane how good this album is.
Even
just hits.
The slower shit like Writings on the Wall. That has more of a chanting kind of stuff to it, you know. It's just like incredible. A Deathless song is probably my favorite song on the album. It's just like it's just fucking powerful. Like it feels good to listen to. It feels good to drive to. Like
it's very powerful.
It's very melodic, but it's also like stupid heavy in some parts, you know. And dude, it's incredible. What an incredible album. I listened to the shit out of this album.
Yeah.
I honestly, this is another one I need to go back and listen to again, because it's been a little while. But yeah, I would have no problem. But let our bones collide till the light falls like anvils from our eyes. When our dreams ignite, disappear in their fire. What the fuck, guys? Chill.
Just
you're giving me a boner on.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. I was getting ready to say, I was like, God, it just went from 6 to midnight.
Oh shit! I didn't realize that there was a different version of a Deathless song featuring Jenna McDougal.
Yeah, that was released. That was released on like the bonus out like edition. That had Devil's Calling and stuff on it, or not bonus, but like a re-release. I think in 2016.
It says deluxe edition on here, so
okay.
It's probably it's probably just a second wave of it that they released, but that's awesome. I need to go back and listen to that.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's
having female vocals on a Deathless song. Oh, dude, that would be bitchin', dude.
It's powerful, dude. It's powerful, like you said.
I'm into that.
Okay, right. Well, I guess my number 5, Jacob's number 4, Parkway Drive.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ire.
Oh, it's so
okay. All right, so my true number 4 here. This album was released August 21st of 2015, and many consider this like, I don't know if I guess maybe the best album or like the jumping on point for a lot of people or where to start if you want to get into this band. But I am talking about Meloria by Ghost. This, and I will be completely honest, when I tried to listen to stuff off of Infestunam back when it was still new, I hated it. I thought it was junk. And then I remember I was coming home from Target one night and Cerise was on the radio. And I was like, okay, all right, I can get down with this. This is pretty good. Different. And then come to find out it's Ghost, and then check it out. And then I think it was 2016 when it just went off the rails when Square Hammer came out. And then I was like, okay, all right, I can get into this band now. But this album is kind of where it started. We got Spirit, which not a lot of people talk about that. From the Pinnacle to the Pit, that bass is just fucking sick throughout. He is Mummy Dust, which is a staple live because they got the money and it's just a banger of a fucking song. And I hear some people complain about this one, but I really love this song. Deuce in Absentia. It's what the like real album ends with, and it's just a powerful fucking song. The world is on fire, and you are here to stay and burn with me. Like,
Hell yeah.
God, Ghost. But yeah, number 4, Meloria by Ghost.
Okay. Number 3.
Someday it's gonna click for you. I know it. I believe it in my heart.
I'll try. Maybe
Someday.
Maybe that'll be my next like big listen through, like big discography listen through.
Yeah.
Just to see what I'm missing, I suppose. But
I'm serious. Like all it takes is just one. Like seriously, like Cerise was like, okay, all right. Squarehammer came, unlocked the door, and then like put C4 on it, and then blew the fucking door off the hinges.
Squarehammer was the first song I heard by them.
Oh, dude.
So I had already listened to that. I was just like,
well, no,
okay,
I'm not saying Squarehammer. I'm not saying Squarehammer in particular, but there will be one song that will just unlock the door for you and then blow it off the fucking hinges, and then it'll all click and make sense. Because like I said, I hated Infestunam when I first listened to it, but now like it was one of my favorite albums.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like I don't hate any Ghost. Like I don't hate Ghost at all. I never have.
You talk like you do.
I just don't understand why people love it as much as they do.
It's just good music.
That's what I don't get. Like
I just love the music.
If it's on, it's on, you know, like whatever. But like I there are hundreds of things that I would rather listen to, and there are people that put Ghost on the highest of pedestals. Like they are inventing sliced bread for the first time, and people are like, this shit is going to change the fucking world. And I'm just like,
I think that's just the people, not the
for it to happen, I guess. But yeah, but that is correct. The fans are fucking annoying for the most part. Like those types of fans, just like Star Wars fans. But
yeah, they can be a little much, yeah.
But that's the thing. Like if even if something matched for me though, like if I got it, okay, I understand why people think that this is nuts. Not my cup of tea, but I understand why people think it's nuts. It just sounds like 80s and 90s goth rock to me. I just don't know. I don't. It doesn't sound like anything inventive or something that's like new and fresh and exciting. It sounds like regurgitated old stuff that is good, but it's not like game changing to me. I don't know. That's what blows my mind about Ghost is like, whatever. It's good, cool, but am I gonna listen to it? Nah, probably not. I'm gonna go listen to 100 other things before I touch Ghost.
You damn not me.
And also, I'm by no means saying that I don't have stuff that I listen to like that as well. Like obviously there are artists that I enjoy a lot, you know, that people are probably like, what the fuck is this, you know? But like Lost Eden, for example, I know I brought them up earlier, but they were my number one the year that I think it was 2007.
Yeah,
that album is shit. Like, if you go listen to it, the production value is awful. Like, it sounds like they recorded this shit in their garage. Okay, it's not that bad, but it's like, you can tell they this was their very first album, and you can tell they probably didn't have a load of money, you know. And yeah, it's kind of all over the place in some areas, you know, when it comes to, you know, it's not as tight as a lot of albums are, and like their instrumentation or whatever is you know, kind of off in some areas and whatnot, but for some reason it fucking itches a scratch in the right spot, you know. So I get it, but Ghost has made it to a different level of fame than Lost Eden, so it's easier, I guess, to pick on them, I suppose. I don't know, but
yeah,
I don't know. It's not fun to pick on the underdogs, you know. Like Lost Eden clearly is not making a fuckload of money. They don't even exist anymore.
Regardless, I'm not gonna give up. Someday,
one of these days, I'll do a listen through. I need to anyway, just to have some ammunition for the words I'm spewing out of my mouth. But and who knows? Maybe it'll all go away, like you said. And I'm just like, you know what? This kind of fucks real hard. But
I was gonna say, like, I've had that happen with so many bands where I'll listen to them and I'll be like, this is just straight ass. Him is a perfect example. I was like, what the fuck is this dumb shit? And then now, like, if you would have told me in 2004 that I was going to have a heartogram tattoo, I'd have been like, that fucking weird ass band? No, never. It once it clicks, dude, it just like unlocks everything.
All right,
That's
well,
all I'm saying.
we'll see. But anyway, this next album, my number 3, I could not find a month to save my life or a day, but it was released in 2015. I want to say it was like June or something like that, but I could be wrong. Because I did listen to this a little bit later, but I'm pretty sure it was June. But it was released sometime in 2015, and it is Mach D Free, Frei, by the band Finster Forest, Finsterforst, all one word.
That is, yeah.
Yeah.
Education. Here we go.
Yeah, pretty sure they're from Germany, so there's that, if you couldn't tell. They consider themselves folk metal, pagan metal, black metal, and they've been around since 2004, apparently. And apparently they're signed to Napalm. I did not realize that, but that's cool. Anyway, yeah, so when you get into stuff involving German black metal, generally speaking, there, and a lot of times, is some controversy surrounding them involving some kind of neo-Nazism and whatnot. But these guys, as far as I'm aware, are pretty safe to go ahead and check off your list in that category. I don't think they've had any controversy in that regard. But correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I don't know. I don't know. However, that aside, this album is stupid fun. It is just an incredible folk black metal-ish album. Very melodic, very, very powerful, especially the self-titled song, Mach Die Frei. It is nutso how many times I listen to this album from start to finish. It's insane. There's a song, it's like 5 minutes or something like that, and it's like a really calm before the storm kind of thing called Rise Zum, REIZEZUM ... And it's like it's just instruments. It's just an instrumental. It's like 5.5 minutes or so, and it leads into the song Finsterforst, which is obviously the name of the band, which is 23 minutes and 53 seconds long. Long ass song, yeah. Which I know we talked about a long song earlier too with Iron Maiden.
Yeah, I thought that was gonna take the cake, but nope.
Yeah, these guys, and I've listened to albums with longer songs than that too, but this one's definitely one of them. And the whole song is a ride all the way through. The whole album is a ride all the way through. Obviously, it's in German. As a matter of fact, I think I seen in an interview somewhere that they use a dialect of German that doesn't exist anymore. It's like an old old German, which kind of adds to the folk pagan-esque sound of it. They use a lot of pagan instruments, or not pagan instruments, folk instruments and whatnot as well. So that's pretty cool. But some of the names of these, I'm not going to even begin to try to pronounce. But obviously, Mach Die Frei is one of them, and it stands for Set Yourself Free. Finsterforst apparently means dark forest, and then Rise Zum is journey to the ... because it just cuts off right there. But yeah, I can't really recommend any specific songs because the whole thing is kind of a concept. It kind of flows as a concept. Even sound wise, it kind of just it merges in a very cool way together. But definitely check out Mach Die Frei. There's also a music video, I think, for that one as well. But yeah, if you can listen to that song, you'll probably be sold on them, to be honest. Derek, I think you probably would even like these guys. Even though it's generally not what you would probably listen to, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun, especially if you're not a huge Toby's gonna wrap my nuts up in barbed wire or something. But especially if you're not a Rammstein fan, and you want to listen to some German metal, I hate to say it, but these guys are way more interesting. I'm sorry, guys. It's just a fact. All right, and Rammstein fans are just as insufferable as Ghost fans sometimes. Um, and I mean like those fans, not Toby. Toby's fine, obviously, but there are some Rammstein fans that I've also seen just
You
like
literally just said this man's gonna wrap your nuts in barbed wire, but he's okay.
he's fine. He's done worse things to me. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, no. Toby and I have had this conversation before. Obviously, I wouldn't have called him out on it if it wasn't something we'd already talked about. But I don't know. I think they're more interesting. They sound different, but they still get that heavy German feel to it.
Yeah.
And they are different genres. I'm aware, but if you wanted to listen to some really cool German metal, without any other stipulations attached to that, these guys are where I would send you personally. Also, because literally everybody's heard of Rammstein before. Come on, whatever. These guys are fun. These guys are just way different, and yeah, check them out. They're pretty fun. Mach D Free by Finsterforst, number 3.
All right.
Kind of went off on a tangent there, but go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. Number 3. This album was finally released June 23rd of 2015. And I am talking about Dark Before Dawn by Breaking Benjamin.
I only knew that because you said finally released. I was like, oh wait, let me go pull this up.
I knew that would give it away. Yeah, I remember way back in the day. It was probably like 2010, maybe it was 2009 or something. But Ben had a lot of health issues, and they had announced an indefinite hiatus, and by we I mean like me and 3 other hardcore Breaking Benjamin fans, we literally were depressed. We got drunk. We listened to Breaking Benjamin.
Fair.
We were worried about what was going to happen, and then the lawsuit happened. The shitty Blow Me Away fucking remix that shouldn't have fucking happened. And it was just like, man, we are never, ever going to get anything. And then in August of 2014, they announced that the band was back together, and they played a totally awesome instrumental that was sounded very industrial. And that would later become Dark on this album. Now, I have one complaint with the album. I do not like it when there is like a fucking an instrumental intro that does not like literally connect to the song that immediately follows it. One example I'm going to give, and it's the perfect example in my mind, is the Hellion and Electric Eye by Judas Priest. You cannot listen to Electric Eye without the Hellion in front of it. It just does not make sense. Whereas on this album, you can skip Dark, which Dark sounds awesome, but it just doesn't connect to Failure the same way. And that is, I know that's a dumb thing to bitch about, but that is seriously one of my biggest, like, it's like, what the fuck? It doesn't, like, flow into it. Something tells me I will be mentioning this again here in a little bit, but in a much more positive light. But yeah, Failure was just fucking amazing when it came out. And then it was a couple weeks later that Angels Fall and Defeated leaked onto the internet. And by this point, I was fucking sold. But all 3 songs, absolutely fucking amazing. It's like, all right, give me this goddamn album. Then Breaking the Silence. That one was okay. I was a little bit let down with that one. Hollow. People do not talk about the song Hollow enough. That is literally one of Breaking Benjamin's best fucking songs. I don't care. I'll argue it with anybody. Close to Heaven was good. Bury Me Alive, kind of disappointed with that again. Never Again was a good song, but it was like when you listen to it, you're like, this is a radio single. 100,000% this is a radio single. Great Divide was good. Ashes of Eden was weird, but it was like, okay, they're trying something different. And then Defeated, as I already said, was a goddamn banger and a half. I did really, really, really love this album. But it still just didn't like compare to Phobia and Dear Agony in the same, like it wasn't in the same ballpark. Um, Even though this album Ben wrote like during like the lawsuit and stuff like that. So this album theoretically could have probably came out in 2012 had the legal issues not fucking arose, but still regardless, it is a great album. It is Breaking Benjamin, and if you haven't listened to this, I really don't know what to fucking tell you. Listen to it, Jesus. But yeah, number 3, Dark Before Dawn by Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah, I've definitely listened to the album all the way through at least once, but a lot of this album is a little blurry because I haven't listened to this one as much as I have other albums by Breaking Benjamin. But it's not on my list. It's in my honorable mentions. But yeah, I loved Failure quite a bit when it came out, and Defeated is also great. I do remember Defeated. I want to say another one I remember. I vaguely remember Never Again. I remember Asians. Oh my God, Angels Fall, not Asians Fall. Sorry. Angels.
Oh
Fall.
my God! Stop fucking talking about it before I say. I just move. I'm fighting the flow here right now. Bad.
Angels Fall was pretty cool. I just yeah. So I'll definitely have to go back and listen to this again, but yeah, I mean Breaking Benjamin. I love Breaking Benjamin, so. All right. Number 2 was released in October on the second day, 2015. And it is Silence in the Snow by Trivium. I'm going to look.
Yeah, check the group chat.
For legal reasons, we can't put that in the fucking podcast. But that is.
That's why I was
hilarious.
like, move, get, go. I want to.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus. Anyway, Silence in the Snow by Trivium, number 2. I love this album, dude. Dude, Until the World Goes Cold, obviously already talked about, was great. Silence in the Snow, I thought was great. Blind Lady and the Blind is fun. Dead and Gone is fun. Why in the hell am I blanking?
Because it's haunting you. Don't say Pull Me From the Void. That's all like a
Seesaw Your Void. Or Seesaw Your Void. Seesaw Your Fire.
Yeah.
Seesaw Your Fire. I'm quite attached to a decent amount. I like that song a lot. Yeah, I like this song or this album a lot. I know what you mean by like it didn't fully grasp you at first, because I think even me, like, I was like, okay, this is pretty cool, but definitely not what I expect from Trivium at this point, you know? Which, can you really expect something from Trivium? Most of their albums have a very distinct sound, so I guess you can't really expect anything, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it just didn't, it didn't scratch the same itches that previous albums have, especially like Vengeance Falls coming out before this, I liked quite a bit more. But I don't know, I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I still go back and listen to it from time to time. And yeah, still not a bad album by any means. I listened to the shit out of it when it came out, though, because at this point I had listened to so much Trivium that like I was just glad to have new Trivium, so I listened to the hell out of it. But yeah. Number 2, Silence in the Snow. I'll keep it short because we already talked about it.
Okay, let's do some honorable mention.
Did you do your number 2?
Did I? No, I didn't. Whoops. Oh yeah. Okay.
I was gonna say, no, we're not on honorable mentions yet. You stinker.
Okay.
You goober.
Yeah. Whoops. Like the last time, or not the last time, but when I jumped
Better
into number
early
one
than,
way too
late.
quick, yeah. If anything, I'm being precautious here.
No, you're good.
Number 2, this album was released August 21st of 2015, and yes, it is immortalized by Disturbed. Yeah, we don't need to touch on Sound of Silence. The only thing I will say is when this album did drop, before the world had like gotten a hold of this and decided they wanted to listen to it for 3 years straight, Amazing cover.
Endlessly,
Amazing cover.
dude. Endlessly. Just
It's bad.
waves
It's
and
real bad.
waves of this fucking cover. I'm like, guys, it's a great cover, but holy shit.
Yeah.
Come on,
It's
dude.
like, fuck off.
Give it a
with
rest.
people. Yeah.
Fuck.
But they did what Breaking Benjamin did not do. Eye of the Storm and Immortalized fucking flow right into each other, and it fucking works. Because Eye of the Storm is getting you set up like, oh shit, something is about to go down. Because it's not like crazy like Remnants was or anything like, well, Remnants wasn't super crazy, but it had a lot more going on, where this is just guitar. But it's building up, and then Immortalized comes, punches Toby right in the nuts, and then I feel it in my throat. Like, it hits, dude. Vengeful One was awesome. Open Your Eyes was a fucking banger and a half. Jesus Christ. Yeah, you had already mentioned Who, You're Mine. Like, it's got like whenever that song comes on, I just start doing like the Charlie Murphy Buck Nasty shake. Ooh. Okay,
Oh,
I start doing that.
Hey.
It's got a good vibe to it, and then it fucking hits, and then before you know it, you're screaming the chorus with Draymond.
Every time.
Another one that we didn't mention is the closing track on the regular edition, Who Taught You How to Hate? That's, when I say stripped down, I don't mean like acoustic or anything like that, but I mean there's no like added bleeps and bloops or anything. That it's just a straight fucking awesome rock song. And then off of the deluxe edition, I will mention Tyrant, because anybody that I know that has listened to that song at one point, they'll just randomly Tyrant, just like it's a good fucking song. But yeah, number 2, Disturbed, Immortalized. Now it is time for honorable mentions.
I have got some fucking words. If we have the same number 1, there's no way.
If we have, I will literally, hold on. I thought I had a staple gun up here. It's like, I will staple gun my foot if we have the same number 1, because I
no
would have.
way.
Let's do honorable mentions.
I haven't said it yet, have I?
No.
Okay, well, my prediction was wrong then. I was gonna say That's the Spirit by Bring Me the Horizon. I thought you were gonna like throw some like curveball or something.
Oh no.
Oh fuck, dude! If we have the same number 1,
I'm gonna staple gun my foot.
there's no way. Okay, well, my honorable mentions are pretty short. I've got The Order of Things by All That Remains. I've got Dark Before Dawn by Breaking Benjamin. Holy War by Thy Art Is Murder. Found in Far Away Places by August Burns Red. V2, Sturm and Drang by Lamb of God. They Bleed Red by Devil You Know. Time Stands Still by Unleash the Archers. Those are my honorable mentions. Now have I said it?
No.
What?
I think I'm going to mention yours in my honorable mention.
Okay.
I typed it in as my guess. Okay, so my honorable mention. As much as I hate talking about this band, I did really like The Order of Things by All That Remains, but they can fuck off. Fuck you, Phil. Solosis, Dormant Heart, Papa Roach, Fear, Slayer, Repentless, Atreyu, Long Live, Bullet for My Valentine, Venom, because there are a couple good songs on there.
Yeah.
And then Seven Dust, Kill the Flaw. And I do have a most disappointing album of the year.
Okay.
Shinedown, Threat to Survival. This album has like 2 good songs on it, and it sucks. The end.
That's fair.
Okay.
I didn't really care for it.
Yeah, I like How Did You Love? That was good. The rest of the album was shit.
What the fuck is your number 1?
Did I say yours?
Yes.
Okay, all right, I knew it.
Yeah, you did say mine. My number 1 was released October 2nd, same day as Trivium releasing Silence in the Snow.
Good day.
Holy shit. 2 banger albums in one day. 2015. And it is Kill the Flaw by Seven Dust. Dude,
Yeah.
I listened to the shit out of this album. Not for nothing, dude. It might be my favorite Seven Dust album. If not at least second favorite Seven Dust album. But Thank You. Oh my god, dude. Death Dance, Letters,
Death
Cease
Dance,
and
fuck
Desist.
yeah.
Dude, this whole entire song, Chop, has just got such a fucking cool ass flow to it. Um, Guy, I listened to the shit out of this album. Like, a lot. And yeah, it's just a banger, dude. It's a banger all the way through. This is another one that was just like, it was there at the best time that it could be, you know? And I was really, really hoping to get another Kill the Flaw when they released the new album. And in many ways it did. We'll talk about it in 2018, but it just didn't hit as hard as this album did. But I will always love this album forever in my forever and always. This album is just fucking amazing. Um, if you have not listened to it, you definitely should. At least the first five tracks, at the very least. All right. If you don't listen to the rest of it, I mean, you're missing out. But at the very least, listen to the first five tracks. I'm telling you, if you're not hooked by the first five, you're just wrong. You're just wrong. But yeah, just a banger album. Kill the Flaw by Seven Dust, number one. That's what I got.
Okay. Time for the grand reveal. And this one, still to this day, even shocks me. Because I am a fan and have been a fan of this artist since I was in elementary school. But there wasn't like, this album just fucking hit, dude. Released January 15th of 2015. I am talking about The Pale Emperor by Marilyn Manson.
What? What?
Yeah. What, dude? I've had... What?
What?
Yeah. What?
Jesus. I wouldn't have guessed that. I wouldn't have guessed
Dude.
that.
Okay, well, you've seen John Wick, right?
Yeah, I've seen the first two.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think made John Wick a little more fucking... have a little more groove and vibe to it?
Get the fuck out of here.
Killing Strangers by Marilyn Manson. Come on. That song has just groove fucking to it. It is so good. Deep Six. Oh, dude, listen to it again. That song fucking, it hits because you're just like, I'm going to kill people professionally listening to this. I may go torture Willem Dafoe later. I don't know. That's fuck it. My afternoon's free. I don't know.
I would never, Willem. Never. Don't ever listen to that man, ever. I would never do that. I love you, Willem. I love you.
Well, yeah, I love Willem Dafoe too, but if Killing Strangers comes on, I'm going to be like, well, fuck, there's only one thing I got to do right now. And Willem Dafoe's in the room with me. But, yeah.
If Willem Dafoe's in the room with me right now.
Oh, yeah. I would probably just like, okay, you got to go for it, and then just get down on my knees. There was a firefight! I would scream at the top of my lungs. But, yeah, Deep Six was a rocker. Third day of a 7-day binge. Once again, it has that same kind of vibe and just fucking groove the Killing Strangers has. The Mephistopheles of Los Angeles. So, that one, it hits so fucking hard. Cupid Carries a Gun's got a fun little like, hey, all right, getting playful with it. And then Worship My Wreck. Just powerful fucking song. This album, I would put up there with Mechanical Animals is my favorite Manson album. This one is literally nipping at its fucking heels. Like,
okay,
just, hey. But yeah, I'm serious. I can't recommend this enough. If you like Manson and you, like, blanked on this one or just haven't listened to him since, like, Hollywood or Golden Age of Grotesque, skip Eat Me, Drink Me, the High End of Low and Born Villain, skip those, just go right into Pale Emperor. This album fucking hits on so many fucking levels. But number one, Marilyn Manson, The Pale Emperor. Glad I shocked you. What are you doing?
Oh,
Right there.
Jesus Christ. We're on a roll today, dude.
Yeah, we're nailing it.
We're on a roll. Anyway, yeah, no, I would not have guessed that. I like Marilyn Manson. Like, obviously, there are songs by him that just fucking bump, and there's no denying that. I definitely don't like him as much as a lot of people do, but I go back and listen
Check
to it.
out check out Pale Emperor.
I'm more apt to go listen to that than Ghost. I
But yet you don't
I'm
hate Ghost.
I'm
Okay.
more apt to listen to a discography of Manson than I am of Ghost.
Okay. Okay.
Just saying.
All right. Got the collective top 10 ready to rock.
What we got? No Seven
Okay.
Dust on your list at all?
Dude.
No,
Okay.
Kill the Flaw. That album fucked.
Dude, yeah, no,
Hard.
it was in my honorable mentions. You didn't have Dark Before Dawn. I don't even want to hear it.
I guess.
I
Dude.
guess.
Dude,
All
Kill the
right.
Flaw slapped, dude. It was so good.
That was legitimately like the first good Seven Dust album in my mind since Seasons. Like Seven Dust is a band that like all of my friends, like well before, I met you and Toby, all of my friends were like, "Oh my god, new Seven Dust." And I would listen to it and I'd just be like, good, like, but I'm not going to go out of my way to listen to this. It's no Live Again or Enemy. Like,
Yeah, that's fair.
it just doesn't hit. But Death Dance, oh shit, dude, that song fucking slaps.
There's so many songs on that album that just punch so hard. And then they also just have some fucking big ass choruses and shit. They're so fun to sing along to. But
It also doesn't help that the only time I saw Seven Dust live, it was literally awful.
yeah, I remember you saying
'Cause-
that. I've seen them live
Yeah.
once, and they were phenomenal. So you must have just got a bad show, because
Yeah. Well, the thing that makes no sense is like you could not understand anything. Like it was literally just noise. Like, and even when they played like even when they played Praise, everybody and their fucking dog knows Praise.
Yeah.
I couldn't fucking make out what was going on because everything was just turned up so loud. And then Kill Switch came on. It was literally one of the best sounding bands I've ever seen. So the sound was just
that's
fucking
how,
horribly
that's literally
bad.
how in this moment was. Like, you couldn't understand a single thing that came out of their mouth
Except-
at all. No, you could hardly hear that. It was just a high pitched ringing in bass the whole time. I was like,
Oh,
what
God,
are you
that's
even
awful.
listening to?
That's awful.
But anyway, no, I get it.
Okay. Collective top 10.
Hit me.
Number 10 with 6 points. We've got Karak Ingrid. This is no fairy tale.
Okay.
Number 9 with 7 points. We have Meloria by Ghost. Number 8 with 8 points. We have got Finster Forsts with Mach dich frei. Did I get that right?
Yeah, close enough.
Okay, yeah, it works. Number 7 with 8. No, excuse me. We have got Dark Before Dawn by Breaking Benjamin. Number 6 with 8 as well. Ice Nine Kills, Every Trick in the Book. Number 5 with 10, we have got Marilyn Manson, The Pale Emperor. Number 4 with 10, we've got Kill the Flaw by Seven Dust. Number 3 with 12, Immortalized by Disturbed. Number 2 with 13, Parkway Drive, Ire. And then number 1, shouldn't be a shocker to anybody, 14, we've got Trivium, Silence in the Snow.
Dude, our lists are awful. If Trivium released an album, it's just gonna be number 1.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's well, yeah, because Vengeance Falls was number 1, fucking Silence in the Snow was number 1, and then yeah, In Wave, well, to be fair, In Waves got a perfect, yeah, In Waves got a perfect score.
The Sin and
In
the
Waves got
Sentence
a
in 2017 is likely going to be our collective number 1, if not like our also personal.
Oh, I don't
ones.
know. It's not Silence in the Snow or anything.
And What the Dead Men Say, probably. And we already know what happened with In the Court of the Dragon. So
There may be some changes.
Get the fuck out of here.
There may be some changes.
Get the fuck out of here. Don't even
there may be.
think that way. It's already on record. It's already been recorded.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have to do a redo.
Get out of here. It's already been recorded.
Redo incoming.
There's no way. There's no way. I'll have to do a redo of last year then, because I fucking spaced on my top album again.
What?
I told you
How?
this. I told you. I was like meaning to write it down on my notes or whatever, and I made a mental note. Okay, I'm gonna write this down on my thing when I get a second, and I totally spaced, forgot to write it down to switch my stuff around. The day of, we started recording and shit, and I just blanked on it. I mentioned it in the video we recorded after. I don't remember what it was, what video we did, but it was the not the last. Oh yeah, the last fucking. Now I'm blanking on it now. Shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's so good. It's your number one of the year. You can't remember it.
No, I'm fucking off right now. What's going on? Fit for an Autopsy. Holy shit, dude.
Oh, okay, all right. I do remember you mentioned.
Yeah, The Nothing That Is by Fit for an Autopsy would have definitely been my number one of last year, and I mean, if not maybe my number two, but pretty sure it would have been my number one. And I totally fucked up on that one, but that was on me. But
yeah, that would screw up the whole ranking, you bitch.
Yeah, I know. But it is what it is.
But that will do it for 2015.
That'll do. Yeah, that's a wrap, guys. Let us know what you think down in the comments. What are your top 10 albums of 2015? Which one of us had a better personal list, and why was it me?
What number one album did Jacob forget? Let us know down below. You've done it twice now.
Yeah, I know. I know. But I caught myself during the recording of that one, at least.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, last year I didn't catch myself until it was too late. But because I pretty sure we stopped recording and I got in the car to do something or whatever, and it was playing. And I was like, wait a minute. Oh my god. Because I was listening to it on repeat, dude. I love that album, but yeah. Anyway, let us know down in the comments. If you're listening to us on Spotify, make sure you check out our YouTube channel. We have more stuff, more YouTube stuff, or movie reviews and stuff like that on there as well that we do not upload to the Spotify. And then hopefully soon we will have some streams up there as well of some Elden Ring. Of course, once we get it going, I'm sure the next thing that we end up wanting to stream, obviously we'll probably do some Borderlands. If that turns out to be a solid launch, we'll probably end up doing Borderlands 4.
At some point, I may try to do Silent Hill F when it comes out, because I just now realized, fuck, those games are 2 weeks apart. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll have some double streams going. I'll be streaming probably Night Rain on my Rustbeard channel, and then Derek will have his perspective streaming on the from the Crypt channel. So be sure to check them out and like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Make sure you follow us on Spotify if you're here on YouTube. And we'll see you next time. Peace.